49ers-Packers, one of the more compelling games. They're all compelling.
Yeah,
this is one of the more compelling games of the weekend.
It's the best 8. It's awesome.
This one, though, because of what the 49ers have done to the Packers in past postseasons, but now they got to go to Lambeau Field. Here's Aaron Rodgers on his hope that it will be loud and it will be disruptive for the road team on Saturday night in Wisconsin.
I'm excited about our opportunity, excited about the leadership we have on the football team, excited about the guys coming back, and excited to have a full crowd this year as opposed to last year, hoping for a loud crowd, that it has a nice, enjoyable afternoon. Maybe it doesn't go too hard, it leaves some room for some enjoyment from like 7 to 10:30 p.m. on Saturday night. So it's an exciting opportunity to be back at Lambeau for a playoff game in primetime.
I like it. Leave some room, man. Yeah. Leave some room. Make sure you can take a few drinks during the game too, so you can stay loud.
Hey, and look, he's been there and he's done that when it hasn't worked out for the Packers at Lambeau Field. Against your Giants 10 years ago, when the Packers were 15-1, the odds-on favorites to repeat as the Super Bowl champions the year after they beat the Steelers in Dallas. And what happened? Giants went in there and completely outclassed them. And remember, there was that Hail Mary to Hakeem Nicks at the end of the half that was the backbreaker.
Yep.
So the Packers have been on the wrong end. Aaron Rodgers, now the rest of the team over the past 10 years is different, but Rodgers knows what can happen in the divisional round. Even if you get the bye week, it doesn't matter. You can still lose in that 60 minutes of football.
100%. You better watch out. And you know what? I don't think they'll be caught by surprise this week. They know who's coming to town, and they know this is a team that gives them some issues. This is a scary matchup for the Green Bay Packers. It really is. The 49ers match up very well with them. And I think a lot is going to be on Rodgers this week to win the football game. I do. I mean, the 49ers defense, as you saw, it's the real deal. We saw them just completely overwhelm the Cowboys at times yesterday or Sunday in that game. Nick Bosa, it sounds like he's going to be back. Fred Warner, it sounds like he's going to be able to play. They need Bosa to be 100% ready to go. I think it's going to be close to that. Warner, I doubt he'll be 100%, but at least it was the rolling of the ankle. It's a low ankle sprain, not a high ankle sprain. It makes me feel a lot better as a guy that's had both. It definitely does. But, again, this is a different 49ers team that they played in Week 3. It is. The 49ers are healthier. I think they got a little bit understanding of how they want to play. They figured out some things on the offensive side of the ball. Elijah Mitchell wasn't in the first matchup. Deebo Samuel, all the run game stuff with him, that really wasn't a part of their offense during the first matchup. So I really look at this and go, I would not be shocked if the 49ers went in there and upset the Green Bay Packers. I would not. I think the one area where I go back to Rodgers and go, hey, we've talked about it a lot, you and me, Mike, is there's an issue at the 49er corner position. And that's where I go, how willing and often are they going to be able to go outside, throw the ball to Devontae Adams on 10-yard outs, 15-yard comebacks, the go routes, the back shoulders, all of that. That's going to be on Rodgers and Adams to take over the game, in my opinion. They're going to have to do that, or at least have some points of doing that.
It makes Nick Bosa so critical to the 49ers. He had the concussion when he took a leg of a teammate to the head on Sunday in Dallas. And if they don't have him, that gives Aaron Rodgers more time to pick apart that suspect secondary of the 49ers. I'm looking at the weather forecast on the app that I use here, and I see mid-teens for kickoff, but they got lucky because there's some lows in the negative territory later this week and beyond Saturday. But for Saturday, they should avoid ice bowl conditions, which is kind of good but also kind of bad. I mean, we kind of like it when we don't want the conditions to be so much that it affects the game. But isn't it fun watching football and seeing the big cloud
no doubt
of breath from everyone on the field?
No doubt about it. I love seeing it. I really do. It's what football is, in my opinion. It's what the NFL has to offer that, to me, is just greater than college football. We get in these meaningful games, and the elements play a factor. One of the things that always annoys me about the college game is that it always favors the fast team from the South. Again, if Georgia had to go up and play Michigan in the Final Four in 5-degree weather, I think that game would have been a little different. Not saying they wouldn't win, but it'd be different. It's a different way of playing. And that's what equals things out or makes the game a little bit more interesting. And we know Green Bay is very comfortable in these elements. Even though they've lost their share of games, like you talked about, at home in these elements. Even going back to, Green Bay losing the first NFC Championship game when Brett Favre was there and the Giants. They've stumbled here a little bit more than, you would think with that great home field advantage. And I would worry about it and the fact of Green Bay, man, at the end of the year, their run defense, it was bleeding. Teams were running the ball and moving them all over the place. And now you got Shanahan and the 49ers coming to town. That's where it's a real scary matchup. And I'm very much on the fence of who I want to pick in this game right now, sitting here as of Wednesday.
There was a time when the Packers were nearly invincible at home in the postseason.
Right.
Do you remember when the bubble burst and who was responsible for popping it?
Okay. Don't.
You want me to tell you the year?
No.
I'll tell you.
Let me see.
Right.
Let me think. So it is the Brett Favre era, right? You know what? It's Michael Vick, right? That was the Atlanta Falcons game when he came into town, right? Yeah, I remember that. I can still remember that, thinking, man, this is Michael Vick. He's amazing and all that, but I don't think he'll be able to go up to Green Bay and pull off magic. and of course he did, because he's the damnedest thing I ever saw in my life on the field. Michael Vick had 3 rockets up his butt and then had a rocket left arm too. It was unreal watching Michael Vick in person.
Well, and then they had the Randy Moss, that is a disgusting act game.
Oh, that's right.
They've had some losses
after that, right? Yeah.
They've had some losses.
Yeah.
The Giants lost in 2007,
right,
when Tom Coughlin's face was peeling off of his skull.
That was amazing.
Then the 2011 game. Hey, this is by no means the home field advantage that it used to be in the postseason for the Green Bay Packers, but just it makes it harder. This one's a coin flip for me right now.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.